friends, welcome to my ice cream shop. For my service quilt project, I'm going to be doing something a little bit untraditional, but something that is still a very traditional thing. I'm going to be making a banana split. So like I said, this is my ice cream shop, so ice cream is something that's big in my life, and it really does represent service to me because I always want my customers to keep coming back. So I've got everything set up and we're just going to get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing and talking about is the banana and the initial part of the banana split. So for me, a banana is shaped like a smile. So it represents always having a smile when you're interacting with your guests and just creating that positive sense of guest engagement and always maintaining a smile and having an upbeat attitude. So as we get cutting into it, you're showing a little bit of the layers and making sure that you're always maintaining that soft interior though, to keep your guests happy. Put it over here on the boat. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Shadow with the flowers. Alright, and we're good to move on to the next step of what the banana split represents. Okay, so now that we've got our first impression in place, we're going to move on to the chocolate, and chocolate is a very loyal flavor. So chocolate is going to represent having that sense of customer loyalty and creating a returning customer that everybody wants in their business. It's something that you just always know is going to be there. It's loyal. It's a classic. Everybody loves it. You can't go wrong with a little bit of chocolate and having that loyal customer. Okay, so next in our service boat, we're going to call it because the banana split isn't a boat, is going to be vanilla. Vanilla is a more basic flavor. It represents having basic manners and respect for your guests, which is always such an important part. Guests really respond well to having those basic manners, and you always want to show them that you truly care about them and what they have to say. Finally, in our service boat is going to be the strawberry. Now, strawberry is a really bright flavor, so it's going to represent being bright and personal and honest with your guests. Nobody wants to feel like they're being lied to or like you're not being 100% honest in what you're doing and in conducting your job to make sure that the guest is having a positive experience. Okay, so next up is adding the toppings, the next part of adding our customer service. So first is going to be the chocolate syrup. Now, chocolate syrup is a really great, just classic topping. It represents hiring great staff who know the products well. Sorry, sometimes we mess up a little bit and it's totally fine. You just keep moving on. And that's what those great staff are able to do as well. So next up is going to be our pineapple. Now, pineapple is a little bit tougher on the outside, but it's still really sweet on the inside. And that represents what we need to do when we're training our staff. So you got to be a little bit tough, show them a little bit of tough love, but still make sure that they know that they're appreciated and maintain that sweet interior so that way they want to stick around and they want to provide those great levels of customer service. Okay, so the last part is going to be the strawberry glaze, and that is a smooth little topping, but it's got some chunks in there, and those chunks sometimes can cause issues because they want to fall off. So that represents that sometimes you got issues and you have to maintain a smooth exterior to smooth out those issues and keep your customer happy or even your staff happy. No. Next is the whipped cream. Now, the whipped cream is a really light and fluffy topping, and it represents staying calm, light, airy, not going up the ladder. We don't want to go up the ladder if we can help it. Next is going to be the nuts. Now, nuts are a hard and kind of crunchy topping, and they represent that sometimes feedback can be a little hard to hear, but it's still important to keep the business running smoothly. Now, the final touch in our service boat is going to be the cherry on top. It represents saying thank you, keeping the guest happy, and always making sure that you've got that perfect little moment to show the guests how much they really mean to you. Now, as you can see, sometimes things get a little messy, but sometimes that happens in an encounter with your guests. But overall, a banana split is a really traditional and pleasant experience, and is one that the guest is always going to remember and want to come back for again and again. It's time for